Tasha, we can't hear you.
Oh, thank you. I was on mute. All right, let's try that again. Thank you so much. So welcome to Forex Basics. And the purpose of this call is to ease you all into the process of Forex trading. Tradera does a wonderful job of providing all the education that you'll need in the back office, which is what you're seeing on my screen now. And there's live training Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. There are free indicators, so you'll have all the tools that you'll need. So the purpose of this class is just to ease you into that process. We're going to help you get set up with a demo account, show you how to download MetaTrader 4, which is the app that you'll need to actually place the trades. And before it's all over, we'll actually just give you a quick overview of TradingView, which is where you can do your charting when you get to the point where you're ready to study the charts for yourself. So with that, we'll do a quick review tonight, and hopefully you can use your phone and or laptop and follow along with us. But if you're not, don't worry if you're not able to. All of the slides that I'll go over tonight can be found on my YouTube channel. So just search up my name, Tasha, T-A-I-A, last name Hodes, H-O-D-E-S. And I think there should now, you can find all of it on YouTube. Okay, so we'll do maybe a quick 10-minute review, and then tonight we will actually go over entering the trades for yourself. So here I'm in the back office under Education Platform. So you'll want to spend some time in two places, Forex, and then scrolling down to the bottom, Technical Analysis. You definitely want to start in the Forex section. There are mostly PDFs, just text for you to read, and it really gives a quick and succinct introduction into Forex. What it is, what we're doing, and some of the platforms that you'll use for getting started. So I definitely want to point that out. And so after you go through the Forex section, technical analysis, I've been back here myself, and this is where the terms may seem like Greek to you initially, but rest assured, the videos are short, to the point, and very well done. And don't forget that there's a page 2. And this last one is a real gem, intraday trading strategy. So this will really give you an overview of all the wonderful things you'll see here with the education in Tradera. So don't be afraid to jump into your back office. The Forex section and the technical analysis, you definitely want to study those. So let's do a quick review of what we've been going over the last 2 weeks. I'm going to go through these slides pretty quickly to catch some of you up, but don't worry, you can find them all on YouTube. So setting up your demo account. Tradera does not officially recommend any one broker over the other. So for demonstration purposes, we're going to go with Hugo's Way. This is a broker that a lot of us use, but you are free to use any of these that you choose. So in order to sign up for your demo account, here's the URL, hugosway.com/demo-sign-up. When you get here, there are only a few fields that you have to fill out. First name, last name, and email address. Make sure it's an email that you can get to, because they're going to send you a confirmation email with some login information that you'll need. So for leverage, you're going to choose 500. And for your starting balance, we're going to choose that the smallest amount for $1,000. Submit that. and immediately you should get an email, a confirmation email from Hugo's Way. Pay close attention to, let me go back up a slide, to the MT4
Tasha, I think you mute yourself again.
login details. Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, great. Yeah, so after you click submit on that first screen, then you'll get a confirmation email from Hugo's Way. Pay close attention to the MT4 login details. The demo account number will be your login, and the trader password will be your password. Then you can actually download MetaTrader 4, or as we call MT4 for short. And some people like to have it on their laptops. I definitely trade from my phone. I think when I first started, I used it on my laptops, but having it in one or both places, at least having it on your phone means if you're away from your computer, you can check on your trade if you wanted to. So I definitely recommend having it on your phone. And so that's the download step. After you get your demo account, then this is what we went through last week. You're going to open up your MetaTrader 4 app. And now I have instructions for both the iPhone and the Android, because we realize the steps are basically the same, but just they look a little different depending on your platform. So starting with the iPhone, if you open up MetaTrader 4 and click on the settings icon here in the bottom right corner, next you'll go to new account, and then you'll click on log into an existing account, this second option here. And lastly, on this page, you want to search for Hugo's Way -Demo 3. So with any broker, you will typically see a live server for your live account and another server for your demo. If you don't have any in your list, then just go here to the search tool and type in Hugo's Way, and then you can click on the Demo 3 option. And the last few steps for the iPhone, you'll need to pull up that confirmation email from Hugo's Way. For login, you'll type in your demo account number. For password, you'll type in the trader password. Make sure you have this save password set to on, which is as it's shown here with the green to the left and the white to the right. That way you won't have to remember this difficult login process again. So just have that turned on, then click sign in. And that's it for the iPhone. For the Droid, it looks a little different. We're gonna go to this, I believe it's called the hamburger icon, up above next to quotes, the 3 horizontal lines, which is different than the chat icon here that we learned about a week ago. So click on those 3 horizontal lines. Then you'll go to manage accounts. And then you'll need to click the plus icon in the top right corner. The last few steps for the Android, log in to an existing account. And we keep choosing existing account because we already set up our demo account on Hugo's Way. Same steps again. If you do not see Hugo's Way Demo 3 in the list, type it into the search field. And then, just like we did for the iPhone, pull up that Hugo's Way confirmation email, do your demo account number for your login, trader's password for your password, and for the Android, you're gonna make sure this checkbox is clicked so you won't have to refer back to that email anymore. So now we're caught up from what we've gone over. Briefly, there's one more presentation that I think we did the very first day, and that's understanding the trade alert. Because what we're working our way up to is when Tradera sends the trade alerts through the Telegram, you'll want to take out your laptop or your phone and actually enter the trade. So that's what we're working our way up to. So I want to explain what you'll see on the trade alerts. This is an example one. So the first thing you'll see is stop loss. And stop loss is the price where you want to exit the trade. So in this example, we are placing a buy on this pair. So we place a buy when we expect the price to go up. So what happens if there's news or the trade doesn't go our way and price begins to fall? Well, in order to protect your account, you want to set a stop loss, a price where you say, I've risked enough, I'll take my loss, price has fallen below a certain level, take me out of the trade. Stop loss is very important, especially when you're first starting out and it's your first, few live trades. You definitely want to have a stop loss set. It's important no matter what size your account is. You want to protect your money there. So on the other end, the take profit is the price where you're happy with your profits and you're ready to exit the trade. So in this example, we're going for a buy. So after we've secured the amount of pips that we think we want to get for that trade, once the trade hits our take profit, it again takes us out of the trade. But this time we're in profit. So with the Tradera trade alerts, you'll get a take profit 1, 2, and 3. So it depends on your style of trading. Take profit 1 is truly pip and dip, as we like to say. Normally it's about 20 pips for take profit 1. You're happy with that. You're out of the trade. You have secured the bag. You're done. So that's what I did my very first week here, just to sort of test out the trade alerts. I normally go for take profit 2. Take profit 2 means I'm going to get a little bit more than 20 pips, normally around 40 or 50. So a little bit more profit. I may have to wait a little longer. Okay, I'll be in the trade a little longer. So that's pretty much what I do. I take profit 2. Now take profit 3 obviously may have the most risk. You may have to be a little bit more patient, and it's a little bit more risky, but maybe you've done your analysis, or maybe you just want the maximum profit. So if that's you would use take profit 3. Lot size. Now the lot size will not be included on the trade alert. So Marcia and I, we agree on this really strongly. These are recommended sort of industry standards for what size lot you should use when taking your trade. And this will make a lot more sense a little bit down the road, but we just want to give you something to use starting out. If your starting balance is $100, then when you enter your trade, you will use 0.01, okay? For a $200 account size, 0.02. If there's $1,000, which might be our demo accounts, 0.1 for the lot size. And once you're at 10,000, a standard lot. Now you will see some trading plans that progressively increase the lot size as you win more and more trades. So just know that there's a little bit more risk involved with that. We recommend starting kind of slow as you get your feet wet and sticking to the smaller lot size. And at the end of each Tradera trade alert, it says, please use proper risk management. And that basically means make sure you have a stop loss set, especially if you have a smaller account. And it also means use the appropriate lot size based on the amount of money that you have. We really don't recommend trying to, get rich overnight, or doubling your account with just one trade by using a higher lot size. And we'll explain a little bit more about the lot size and how much you make per pip as we get a little further along. All right, well, that brings us to what we want to go over today, and that's actually taking the trade. So we've set up the demo account, we've downloaded MT4, we've connected MT4 to our demo account. A Tradera trade alert has come in. Let's take the trade. And I'll go through these steps for both the iPhone and the Android. So starting with the iPhone, you open up MetaTrader 4, and you want to look here on the left side for the pair in question, the pair that's listed on the trade alert. If you don't see the pair listed, especially if you're just opening up your demo account, then no worries. Click the plus icon in the top right, and then select FX crosses. Now the naming here is going to depend on which broker you're using. So we'll see how it will be a little bit different for the Droid. But for Hugo's Way, it's gonna say FX crosses. And so I think the trade alert that we're going to look at, a past one is CAD JPY. So in this case, when you see CAD JPY, click on the icon next to it, then click done here in the top right. And when you go back to your list, that pair that you chose will be listed at the bottom. All right, just a few more steps and we'll be in the trade. So back on the home screen, once you have CAD JPY, just hold it down for a few seconds and this menu will come up. So if you click on chart, you'll be able to take a look at where price is and sort of see it mapped out. But to take the trade, you're going to click on the trade button. And this is the screen that you'll see. So this is why I reviewed understanding the trade alert. So we'll need to populate the lot size, stop loss, take profit, and then hit buy or sell. So to the right, I have an older trade alert pulled up. So we know we have the right pair, CAD JPY. Now, as I said before, the lot size won't be on the trade alert. You'll have to know how much money is in your account and know what lot size you'll want to use. So for this demo account that has $1,000, I'll use 0.1. So the stop loss you get right here from the trade alert. And as we discussed before, depending on what take profit you want to go to, you'll choose one, type it in here, and you can just put your cursor there in the field and literally edit the numbers there. This last step will actually place you in the trade. So we're going to place a buy. So once we hit buy by market, we're in the trade. Now let's go through those steps for the Android. The screens are a bit different. So from this homepage, again, if you have your pair already listed, then you're good. If you don't see it, press the plus button, the plus icon. So I believe for the iPhone, it said for Hugo's Way, it was FX crosses, but for the Droid, it's going to say FX group. Click on that, and then you'll find whatever pair you're looking for if it wasn't listed here. So for the Droid, you just have to click it, and now it will appear on your list. The same way we did for the iPhone, get to your pair, hold it down for 1 or 2 seconds. This menu will appear. So remember for the iPhone, it said trade. So for the Droid, it's going to say new order. And this is the screen that you'll see. Now, one thing that's a little different about the Android is that the words stop loss and take profit are not listed. So the stop loss is the field to the left, and the take profit is the field to the right. So just click on those and you'll be free to edit those. And then don't forget your lot size. It's very important. You have to check your lot size every time you make a trade. So that's an important point to remember. So enter your lot size, your stop loss, your take profit based on the trade alert that came in. And just like with the iPhone, the last step is to either sell or buy. In this case, we're going for a buy. You press it and you're in the trade. All right, so those are the steps that I wanted to review with everyone today. To review, we set up our demo account with Hugo's Way. We connected that demo account to our MT4. We went over understanding the Tradera trade alert. And then I just showed you steps for entering the trade for either your Android or your iPhone. All right, we are right at 7:31, so we can take the rest of the time to address any questions that anyone has. If anyone is going through the steps and you got stuck, then I'll try to help you out.
Tasha, can I ask a question?
Yes, who's speaking?
This is Jake.
Hey, Jake.
Hey. So when the trade alerts come out from Tradera, how good time, like what's the good time to put it in? Because I've taken a few of them and placed my stop loss, but I lost 102 pips on one. So I was wondering if I got into the trade later or something. So I don't know if there's a recommendation around timing.
Yeah, Jake, that's a really, really good question. I'm going to defer that to the traders within Tradera who do the training. What I want to do here is kind of up, but that any kind of strategy for taking the trade and the timing, because that's a really, really good question. I do want to defer it to probably a Coach Max or a Josh Felt. So what I can do is ask that question for you and make sure I get an answer for you. Because a lot of times what I do is I analyze the charts, and that dictates when I get into the trade so that I can have the least amount of drawdown. However, if the trade alert comes in at midnight and I'm on my way to sleep, and it's a European, like a Euro pair or a GBP pair, a pair that typically moves a lot in the European section, then then I'm just going to place that trade and just hope that I wake up in blue, which is what happens a lot of times. And then sometimes, Jake, the market just does what it wants and the trade just doesn't go our way. So I don't know that there's one specific answer, but I will try to address that and get it answered for you from the Tradera trainers.
Okay, and if it's possible as well, I've also noticed on the Tradera site where it shows the history of them taking profits. They took a profit 1, 2, or 3, but I don't understand why they're taking different profits on different trades. So that's probably not something not for this meeting as well, but.
Yeah, that's you're a trader, right? You're not a newbie, or are you?
That's why I don't understand why they're taking different trades.
Oh, okay. You're asking really, really good questions. So I will tell you this much. Sometimes if you take the first take profit, what you can do is at that point, move your stop loss to just below where that take profit value is. And now you're still in the trade. So you erase your take profit once you see price getting close to there. And now by moving that stop loss just under the take profit, you're kind of securing your profits, but you're not closing yourself out of the trade. That way, should price do something, go the other way, then at that point, you have pretty much secured take profit 1, and you've secured your profits, but you didn't go for take profit 2 or take profit 3. So that could be one explanation. maybe a trade turned around after the take profit one, but the take profit one was secured.
Okay, I like
So
that.
that could be. Mhm.
They've got over 150 pips on a lot of them, so it looks like they're worth.
Yeah, I typically only go for take profit 2. I have not, in the month that I've been taking these trades, gone for take profit 3. But what I do, Jake, I'll tell you this, I have multiple entries. So if going for take profit 2 yields 50 pips, depending on if I have 2 or 3 entries, I can get 100 to 150 pips. So that's kind of the way that I do it.
And why would you put in more than one entry? Just to double your pip account?
Yep, pretty much. And when you take multiple entries, it allows you some flexibility, because you could, let's say you had a $300 account. So you could do 3 different entries, each at 0.01, so that you're following the recommended lot size, right? Because the 0.01 plus the 0.01 plus the 0.01 gives you your 0.03. But with that first entry, you could go for take profit 1, 20 pips, you're done. But then for the second entry, you could go for take profit 2. And then you could live on the wild side. And for that third entry, you could set it at take profit 3.
Okay, that
So
makes
that's,
sense.
yeah, that's something that, as you trade a bit, you can experiment with it. We're going to keep it simple right now, but that was a really, really good question.
Well, that answers some of the things I've been scratching my head for the last couple of days, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I have a question.
Who's speaking?
This is Bob.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Let's say your money runs out on your demo account. How do you refill it back up?
That's a good question as well. I imagine there's no rule that says you can't have multiples. I don't know if you're able to repopulate a demo account. Hugo's Way has one of the best chat services that I've seen. So I'll try to get that question answered, because I've actually never thought about it. That's another
Because
great.
let's say I go to 0, am I going to kicked off? Can't trade anymore? Like, what's going to happen if I go to 0?
Yeah, you definitely, even for a demo account, you have to have a certain amount in there. So yeah, just create another account.
Okay, okay, I get it. Okay.
That's the immediate answer, but I will check with Hugo's Way to see if there's a way to reload a demo. I've never thought about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good question.
All right, thank you.
Who else has a question?
I have a question. This is Drew Mack.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah, hi. Is there a cap on the number of trades you can do per day?
No, it's not based on a time period. It is based on the funds in the account.
Okay.
So I'm just going to give you a quick, short answer. It has to do with the leverage.
Mm-hmm.
It's, back in the day, you needed $1 gazillion to play in the stock market, right? So with the invention of brokers, like your Hugo's Way, your FX Choice, and your Trader's Way, now average everyday people like us can take the same trades, that were prohibited because we didn't have $1 gazillion, years and years ago. With that being said, because the broker is putting their money behind the scenes along with our money, there are certain limits. So with a $100 account, there's going to be a limited amount of trades that you can make until you grow that account. And then you'll have a little bit more room to play with. And maybe next week we can talk about that. Yeah, there's something inside where you take the trade that's called margin and free margin. So thanks for bringing that up. I can add that to our discussion next week.
Okay, and next question. Does the broker charges a fee for each trade that's conducted?
Yeah. the way that that fee is, the way that the broker gets paid is through the spread. So let me go back to this screenshot. So one column, you notice there are two columns here. The reason for the difference, or the reason that there are two columns, is, let's say that price is, I'm going to use an abbreviated number just to make the example easier. Let's say I'm going to take this trade alert and price is at 1.1 and I'm going for a buy. Broker says, okay, I'm going to charge you 2 pips. So when I enter, I'm actually at, let me make it easier. Let's say price was at 1.2. And the broker says, okay, you want to trade CAD JPY? I'm going to charge you 2 pips. So it's for a buy, but when I enter, even though CAD JPY is currently at 1.2, when I enter the trade, I'm at 1.0. So the broker gets paid via the spread on every trade you make. So win or lose, the broker gets its cut kind of up front. And this is where the discussion goes, you know, who is the best brokers? Different brokers charge different spreads per pair. And if there's a big news event coming up, or if the president is about to speak, and in another country, if their president is about to speak, the spreads can just dramatically go up. So, you know, this part is very important to look at, because you want to pay attention to the spread that may determine if you take that trade with that pair or not. The spread may be too high. But yeah, another great question. That's how the broker gets paid.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you guys have excellent questions. Who else has something else on their mind?
I have another question, Bob.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's say I see the trade, right? And I don't put a stop loss. Is it safe to just go in and just press buy and buy the trade without setting a stop loss and watch the trade? Is that really safe to do, or? Yeah, exactly.
It's a tricky question, and I'll tell you a true story. So
Yeah.
I've been trading 2.5 years now. So I studied in the company that I was in 6 months, right? 6 months before I even looked at MetaTrader 4. So I'm in my live account and I said, I don't need a stop loss. I'm just going to watch the trade. Well, what happened is that I was trading an exotic pair. An exotic pair is something like USD ZAR. I don't even know what country that is. I just know USD MXN and USD. There's a Turkey pair. There are a couple of pairs that are known as exotics, and they are known to move extravagantly. Like you can make a lot of money in just a few minutes. But guess what happened in my instance? I was in for a buy. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I saw the biggest wick that I had ever seen. The candle just dropped down, down, down. And I couldn't even, it moved so fast, I couldn't exit the trade quick enough.
So yeah, that actually happened to me. I went and I bought a trade. It went down to $116 in 2 minutes.
Yeah. And you're in shock. Your fingers can't move fast enough. And before you know it, so I lost $200 in my live account in a matter of seconds.
Okay, same here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's definitely not safe to set a stop loss then. Okay, definitely. Okay.
It's not, but I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I always set the stop loss.
Yeah, exactly.
There are times, if it's a pair that I'm familiar with, it's still a risk. I would never we're recording this. So yeah, for the record, always use your stop loss. There are traders that do not, but your account needs to be at a comfortable size, and you have to know it's dangerous.
I have one more question. Sorry.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
This is my last question, by the way. My last question.
Sure.
Do you use the buy and sell button at the bottom, or you choose buy limit sometimes, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop? When do you use those?
Yeah, those are called pending orders. And we'll probably get into that a little bit next week.
Okay.
From what I've seen, the Tradera trade alerts are buy by market and sell by market, which means buy now, sell now, get into the trade right away.
Yeah, market execution right away. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes, when you get into your analysis, you know that price is going to go up, right? So you want to go for a buy, but you're just not quite ready for the trade to execute yet. So a pending order says, well, when price does this, then put me into the trade.
Okay. So that's when you use those. Okay.
Yeah. That's just a quick, 5-second answer for why you would use a pending. When price falls a little bit, then put me into the sell.
Yeah. Okay.
Or I think price is gonna go down, and when it comes back up, then I want to get into the trade. So that's a little bit more advanced. I don't use those that much. I really like to look at the trade at the time that I'm going in.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Definitely. Okay. That clarifies a lot for me.
Yeah, I want to look at the candles. I want to see what's going on. But however, like I said before, if I'm going to sleep and the trade alert comes in, I'll put it in through faith. Like, yeah, it may not even be ready, but I'm not going to stay up all night and watch it. So let me just put it in, set my take profit too, set my stop loss, and go for it.
Okay, so once you set your stop loss, you don't have to watch it anymore. You're done with that trade pretty much then.
Yeah, and as we get a little bit more advanced, sometimes, the trade alerts are someone's best analysis, right? So if we are looking for price to go up and we set our stop loss, sometimes the stop loss is what we call too tight. It was too close. And the trade did exactly what we thought it would do, but 5 pips after it hit our stop loss, it turned around.
Oh, okay.
So that's why there are some traders who will use a bigger stop loss to give price a little bit more room to do what it needs to do. Yeah, but yeah, that's a trader's question. There's no easy answer there. There's no easy answer there.
So is there a limit how long you keep your trades for? Like a day, 2 days,
Yeah. So let's talk about it. So if you are a scalper, then you may be in a trade 5, 10, 15 minutes. That's what I did today. I scalped gold about 10 times, made about $100. I was using, moderate lot size. I want gold to be my pair. So I just studied it this afternoon and scalped it maybe about 10 times and didn't have a losing trade, right? So that's scalping. Yeah. So intraday is, well, I may take a trade in the morning, but at some point during, the 12-hour day, that trade would either have hit my take profit and I'm done, or hit my stop loss and I'm done. So in the middle of the day, I'm out of that trade, right? So I'm somewhere between a scalper and an intraday trader. The Tradera trades are labeled as intraday. So somewhere between, 12, 24 hours, you can be out of the trade. I have done some swing or position trading, and that is, you expect a huge trend, right? You catch it at the bottom, price is going to go up 2, 3, 4, 500 pips, you may be in that trade for weeks.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's definitely not my style. I've tried it. I don't think I have the patience for it, even though there's a big reward at the end. Trade to swing back and forth, because price doesn't go just straight from A to B. It stair steps. It goes up, it comes down. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down as it goes up the steps. Likewise, when price descends, it goes down, then it goes up a little bit. It goes down, then it goes up a little bit. So when you swing trade, you know, those swings can be, you know, kind of big. So you have to have a bigger account, have a much higher stop loss to be able to swing trade and sit on the trade for a week, for weeks. But guess what? You don't have to trade every day. You can set up a trade at the beginning of April, maybe 2 or 3, and then just watch it for the rest of the month. So that's the great part about swing trade. I kind of like the excitement of being in the market a few times a week. So I'm more of a scalper and an intraday trader.
Okay, okay.
So whatever fits your style and patience level.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah,
7:51. So we have about. Yes. Hey there.
yeah.
Hey, I was just gonna suggest that I know with MetaTrader 4, once you join, you get a demo account with them as well, and they give you about $100,000 to play around with until, say, you feel like you could go live with your own money. So for the question that the gentleman was asking, if your money runs out, but if you are studying and really paying attention, I don't think you'll be able to run out of that $100,000 anytime soon.
That's true. That's a good point. I'll tell you why the reason that I sent you guys through the broker in Hugo's way, I wanted to get you ready for what you would do for a live account. And we kind of recommend that you trade with an amount that's somewhat in the ballpark of what you're going to start your live account with. Now, we recommend like $100, you know, just to get your feet wet when you do your live account. Some people can trade with as small as $50. The problem with having $100,000 in your demo account is that your lot sizes are huge, and it's just so not realistic to how you're gonna start when you actually live trade, and you're trying to prepare your mind for what it's gonna be like. So you'll see that your demo trades, your mindset is one thing, but it's a little different. You know, it's like practice versus the actual game. So that's the only downside to having that demo account that MT4 gives you, is that you don't get to practice using the prop. Yeah, great point. You definitely won't run out of money. Hopefully not.
Well, I only took $1,000, so I mean that's what I was saying. I'm down to like 650, so I'm not really worried. I'm not gonna lose all my money, but
Yeah.
I didn't take 100,000. I took 1,000 to be more realistic, as you were saying.
Yeah.
All right. For that same reason, I wanted to be realistic. Yeah. So I wanted to hit reality before I started using real money. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I do. Since we have a few minutes, I do want to talk about lot sizes, and to tell you why trading can be so exciting. So let's talk about a 10 pip move. So let's say we take a trade and we got 10 pips. So if I had $100 and I used a 0.01 for my lot size, for 10 pips, I'm going to make 10 cents for every pip. So that's $1, right? So when you first start out, you're in the dollar arena in terms of what you're making on your trades, you know, and it may seem really, really small and insignificant. So $200 account, 0.02, If I take a trade and I get 10 pips, then I got $2. Again, we're in the dollars arena. It seems sort of small and insignificant. But once you get to $1,000 and you're able to use a 0.1 lot size, now every time price moves a pip, I earn $1. So on a 10 pip trade, I just made $10. Now keep in mind, most of the Tradera trades, the take profit 1 will be 20. Take profit 2 is normally 50 pips. If you do 2 entries, you're talking about $100, right? So imagine making $100 every time you take a trade and you win, okay? Then it gets even better. When you're able to use a standard lot size, you're making $10 for every pip. So for a 10 pip move, I made $100. For 100 pips, that's $1,000. Imagine making $1,000 for one trade where you took multiple entries. And 50 pips is, relatively, I've been doing it a lot with the Tradera trade alerts. 2 entries for take profit 2, 100 pips, easy. So just know that, when you first start trading, I know this all seems like a lot. It seems like a different language, but this is a skill set that can pay the bills. That is definitely my goal. And my success recently, maybe in the last 6 months, it started with one $174 account that I was able to double. We were with, in Megan's other company, some mentors who were swing trading. And yeah, I doubled one $174 account. And it's just been like to the moon ever since then. So don't sweat the small beginnings because now, my account is in the thousands and I'm able to do multiple trades, with maybe 4 trades at, 0.1. But it wasn't, that long ago where I literally doubled my first trade, my first account with $174. But the good news is I can honestly say I follow this chart. So I've taken, 174, doubled that first account, but I never had to cheat with my lot size and risk blowing an account. So hopefully that will be some motivation. When you first start trading and you're making $2, don't sweat the beginnings. You want to take that first $100 account, double it, it becomes 200, and then the more you accumulate, the easier it is to double. So definitely make all the mistakes that you can with your demo account. And don't rush yourself. Some people may demo for a week, 2 weeks. Some people may demo for a couple of months. This is your skill set that's going to, eventually pay the bills. So take your time.
Just one question before you go. Can you have a demo account and a live account running simultaneously?
You can. So with MetaTrader 4, you'll just choose, because I have several accounts. You'll just choose with several different brokers. So when I log in, I just choose which account I want to log into. I normally always start a smaller account and then just get the confidence to grow that one again, because I don't ever want to lose what that feels like, to take that small account and be able to grow it. So absolutely.
Tasha, where can we find this recording?
I will get this to Megan tonight, and it will be on YouTube. You can just search for my channel, search for my name on YouTube, and at least all the other ones that we reviewed tonight, setting up your demo, connecting to MT4, understanding the trade alert, all of those will be on YouTube. So yeah, we'll get it there for you.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So there is live trading tonight at 8. You guys will have to, make that call as to when you're ready. I know this is a lot and it can seem overwhelming. I'm so proud of the back office. When I first started training, the library of videos that I watched was so big, it literally took me 6 months. But once I got out of it and I tried to trade, I didn't have a single strategy. So what I love about the Tradera back office is it teaches you from the beginning how to trade successfully. It's like learning a foreign language, but then you go to the country and you don't know any practical phrases. Tradera does a wonderful job at teaching you what you need to know to be a good trader. So don't be afraid to jump into that Forex section and that technical analysis section. So we're going to run this class at least another week or 2 with new information. And then I think you guys will be ready, more than ready, to tackle the live classes. There's a 20 pips and dip indicator that is amazing. I used it today to scalp gold, made a quick $100 in a couple of, maybe an hour, maybe 5-10 different entries on gold. So that indicator is really good. It uses TradingView, which is another application, and I'll go over that briefly, like maybe Thursday or next week. But just a few more classes, and I think you guys will be ready to do the lives, or go now if you want to get exposure to it. And we'll also talk about the live accounts for when you're ready for that. Any other questions before we go? You're welcome. So guys, stick with it. I know it's a lot at the beginning, but once you get over this hump, that's what this class is for on Tuesdays and Thursdays, to help you get over that initial hump. You won't look back, and you'll be ready. I work with my cousin. She's on my team, and she's followed me for a couple of years in my trading ups and downs, the highs and the lows. And so I had sent her some of these videos, but she was really afraid that she was going to mess something up. So I talked to her over the phone, and I walked her through the steps. She has an iPhone, and I showed her how to take a trade, and she goes, "Is that it?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Really? That's it?" I said, "Yeah, that's it." And so today the trade alert came, and she took it. I sent her a text, said, "Hey, we got a trade alert." She goes, "I'm already in it," so that was definitely a win. I know it's a bit of a hump, but we're here to kind of walk you through it so you can have some fun.
Tasha, one more last question.
Sure.
When on my education platform, my Forex thing, my element 1, element 2, those things aren't showing up on my internet website. How do I get those?
Yeah, I've been seeing in the chats. My back office was missing earlier today. Now it's back. So I think the site was having some hiccups.
This plugin is not supported, and I do have PDF, and I can't open those things to read about Forex introduction and all that stuff. So
are you on your phone or laptop?
I'm on my phone.
Yeah, right. They're working on the mobile app.
So it should be working on my computer?
Yes, for sure. You should for sure be able to pull up the PDFs on your computer. But I do know that the mobile app is not ready. So there's definitely issues with the education platform on your phone for now.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, my dear.
Yep. All right, everyone. Well, I don't want to hold you too long. Jump into your back office. There's a lot of good stuff back there. And we'll talk to everyone on Thursday.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Thank you so much again. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Huh? Gonna be on start.